Hello, welcome back to Limited Insight. It's episode 15 now of the Granny Annexe build. I am under the weather a little bit today, tonsillitis and a bug. So you're going to have to excuse the voice, but just wanted to get out this week's updates on the Annexe since it's been a decent week in terms of progress for once, which is superb. Really not far to go now. So we're going to jump straight into what happened this week. So all of those jobs that should have got finished last week actually got completed this week. So we now have a path running up to the Annexe, which makes it a lot cleaner getting in and out because you don't have to walk in and out of mud anymore. So we've got this multi-size Indian stone path, which has also now been pointed. There's just a couple of slabs, as you can see, to go on, which need cut into size just to complete it. And then of course all of the gravel needs tidying up around the edges. So anywhere where you can see piles of gravel and this black membrane, that all needs to be tidied up. We now have windowsills in the living area. We have hot and cold running water. How about that? But the big job this week was completing the Soffits Fascias on the outside. So quite a big job, 2 blokes, 1 full day to get pretty much half of the property done. And then of course the guttering needs to go on as well. So you may recall that we had an issue with the toilet. We managed to source this one from a local plumbing merchant's, but we're still having major issues with Victorian plumbing with regard to the old toilet. So they kept sending us a cistern that was smashed to bits, which wasn't ideal. We paid £250 for a toilet. Unfortunately, in their eyes though, they don't see it as a toilet, they see it as a cistern, a toilet seat and a toilet. So they've only refunded us for the cistern, which was £90. So I'm incredibly unhappy with them about that, because at the end of the day we ordered a £250 toilet and we don't have it. The rest of the toilet is absolutely no use to us without the cistern. And to be honest as well, it was never going to be good anyway, because the cistern was a completely different colour to the rest of the toilet. The toilet was like a creamy colour and the cistern was white. So the more and more people I speak to, it's becoming more and more obvious that I was pretty stupid to have used Victorian plumbing in the first place, because their reputation is pretty abysmal. Any professional plumber or bathroom fitter will tell you not to order from them. I've had several people say that to me before I ordered, and I pretty much took it with a pinch of salt. And since, I've had an absolute barrage of people telling me how bad they are with similar sort of stories. So seriously guys, I cannot get this across enough. Just don't order anything from them. It's just not worth it. It'll cause you a world of headaches. There are far better places to order your bathroom stuff from, so just avoid. So you may recall last week we had a few issues in here because the water heater wasn't working in the bathroom, and now neither was the towel rail. That turned out to be due to an electrical fault, which was diagnosed today. It was actually quite easy to fix. It turns out what the builders had done was screw that into the wall, just nicking the wire which came down to feed power to the water heater. So of course it was shorting out, tripping the fuse board, etc. Now that's sorted, we shouldn't have any further problems. So it's just one little gremlin that we had to tackle. So this can now get put back in place and the bathroom will be 100% complete finally. While we've got this out, actually I can show you some of the things that had to be done just to get this in. So if you're thinking of getting an Annexe and it's not going to have gas, you are going to need one of these bad boys. They're not the smallest, but essentially this heats the water when you turn on the tap as required. But the back of this unit has had to be hacked away big time in order to accommodate it. So all of this removed, all of this just to enable you to get this into place, as well as the pipe work for the tap. Fortunately, it doesn't look like it's lost any structural rigidity. This should still be fairly stable. But in terms of timeline and how far we are away now, could be 1, 2, 3 weeks, we don't know. As far as the inside goes, it's pretty much just decorating now. There's a little bit of caulking to do around the skirting boards, a bit of paint on the windowsills, a few spots to touch up on the walls, around the windows, that sort of thing. Then there's the tiling to do in the kitchen. And that really is it. Once those jobs are complete, then it's move-in ready. It's just the outside jobs then that need sorting. And even then, there's not too many of them. We've now got water connected to the house, so that's all done. So it's now just about putting everything back to the way it was in the garden. So mainly landscaping, turfing the lawns that have been upset during the building process, sorting out the patio area in front of the house where the new manhole is going. So there may only be a week and a half of work left to do, but we don't at this point know when they're going to turn up to do it. They should be in on Monday next week to get some things sorted, but we just don't know if they're going to turn up or not based on past few weeks. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. There'll be more updates next week, possibly the last one next week, and then there'll be the finished result the week after, hopefully, along with all of the details around costs, etc., and summaries of our experience. So until next week, bye bye.
I belong to you. I belong to you.